Hello and welcome to the Centaurus Workbench Managing Projects tutorial. Tyler here again as the presenter. In this video, we are exploring a bit of file management, which we'll certainly be doing a lot of while using these tools. We will cover the cleanup project operation, how to package projects, delete projects, access a terminal and use the command line, and importing, exporting for project scenarios. Let's look at the cleanup options. Choose Project, Operations, Cleanup, or press Ctrl L. The Cleanup Options dialog box opens. The cleanup operations are basically large-scale deletions of node data in your project. What do I mean by node data? Well, if you look at the Node Explorer again of a finished node, we see all of these files with the n node number prefix, which is how all of our data is organized. When we clean up, the system scans the directory for nodal data and deletes it. Taking a look at the cleanup dialog box again, we can clean up or delete preprocessor data, simulation data, and project data. Generally speaking, during a cleanup, we are removing all such files, but you can unselect as necessary. From a previous video, we also saw that you can renumber the tree. Keep in mind that renumbering the tree after simulations have been run will also delete data because the file prefix system, as I mentioned above, based on node numbers, is disrupted. It is useful, but used with caution. Let's just clean up the whole project we have open here. We can see the color change from yellow, which is done, to white, which is none or no status. In Centaurus Workbench, we can package projects, that is, copy and compress the files for later use or for sharing with other users. If you are interacting with someone from Synopsys support, you will often pack and ship projects in this manner. I have the project here, Simple Moss, that we will package. To do that, choose Project, Export. The Export to Package dialog box will open. We can select exporting as clean, that is, a cleaned up project, compressing it as a gzip, and encrypting it with a password of your choice. We'll select those and click OK. Now we have a file called simplemoss.gzp that is cleaned up, compressed, and encrypted so it can pass through email filters. Without encryption, email filters often will see the .cmd files or command files, which are generally flagged as a risk through email servers. Let's go ahead and do the reverse, importing. Choose Project, Import. The unpacking dialog box will open. Click Extract All and select the folder where you want to import the project. And then click OK. If the encryption key at export was different from the default one, which is just SWB, lowercase, you will be prompted to enter the correct key when importing. Deleting projects is quite simple. Just right-click the project in the project browser and choose Delete, confirm with a yes. It can be useful to access the contents of the current project directory from the command line. You can open a terminal from the workbench by pressing the terminal button or by going to Extensions, Command Prompt here. This will open a terminal at the selected project directory. If a node was selected, it will open at that output directory. Regarding what kind of terminal opens by default can be customized through the Centaurus Workbench preferences, very similar to how we customized our default text editor. All interactive operations associated with running a project can be accomplished using the command line. In other words, we can replicate the operations that we accomplish in the graphical user interface with their corresponding console commands. The following commands are available for submitting jobs through gsub and gjob, preprocessing with the command spp, cleaning up project directories with the command gcleanup. For more information about the commands that can be executed from the command line, refer to the Centaurus Workbench user guide, or call the specific command with the -H option for help. This can be useful for advanced users, allowing a bit more control outside the standard buttons or user interface operations of the workbench. We're now moving on to exporting and importing scenarios. As we reviewed previously, scenarios are subsets of the total experimental set in a project. We can export them to a file for use with a spreadsheet program or other external editor. Similarly, we can define a scenario from a text file and import it into the workbench. For example, to export a scenario from the project SimpleMOS, choose Experiments, Export, Text File. The Export View dialog box will open. Select Tab as the column delimiter. Click OK. In the Export As dialog box, select Tab Delimited and type a file name, for example, test.tdf. The scenario is then exported to a file. To read from this file, choose Experiments, Import from File. Now we have the Import Text File dialog box. Select Tab Delimited for files of that type, then select the file test.tdf and click Open. The Import Experiments dialog box opens for you. Since the column starts from 0, NWEL and GOX time form the columns 2 and 3 respectively. Under Parameter, we want to select All to include all the parameters in the list. And in Format, we want to choose Tab. Click Preview to access all the information about the experiments. Now let's grab the first 8 experiments. In the Import Experiments dialog box, set Read Experiments to 8 and type the name of the new scenario called Test 1 in the Add to Scenario field. Click OK. You can see our 8 experiments here, and the new scenario Test 1 is displayed in our Project tab. We could do the same thing using an external text editor. I made a table here with a few parameters. We can save this file as a comma delimited or tab delimited format, and then simply import the file as usual. All right, that is it for this lesson. This should help you out in managing your simulations, sharing with others, and in general being more productive at the workbench. Happy simulations!